Hey, what's up, everyone? Sachin, 5S Athletics. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight into what I have seen over about the past decade of what good strength programs have. It's really, I would say, as far as the lifting portion, three main parts that you want to look for. First one is what I call the neural component. Now, the goal of the neural part is really just, it's not to put on muscle, it's to make sure that you know how to fire your body properly and make sure that you're able to be strong, be fast, stuff like that. To also make sure that your nervous system is turned on, to make sure everything's firing properly. That way the rest of your workout works well. Sometimes people just go straight into like bodybuilding or something, that type of training, and that's fine. It works for people, but just coming from an athletic standpoint, you always want your nervous system on point as well. Sorry for the knuckle crack. The next part is what I label as strength. A little bit different from neural. Now, none of these are by themselves. They all kind of work together. But strength is usually a little bit higher rep. And it's working more, I would almost say it's like your base. Your neural stuff is to make sure you're peaked. Your strength is to make sure you have a good base. That way your peak can be even higher. So if you listen or you know the name Ed Coan, which you should, probably the greatest powerlifter ever, him as well as a lot of other people in the strength and conditioning community kind of consider 5's your base. So whatever your max is for 5 is, that's like your, I don't want to say your true strength, but that's kind of like your everyday strength. And the higher that is, the stronger you can be potentially for one rep. And then the last part is what I call bodybuilding, but it can also be called conditioning. It can be called injury prevention. There's a lot of names for it. But essentially this part is just to put on some muscle. You're not worried about really the amount of weight that's on there. You're more wanting to feel the muscle work and make sure that it grows. So if you have a lagging body part, you might throw in some bodybuilding for that. Usually, I kind of like what Dave Tate says, EliteFTS.com. To me, neural and strength, those are movements. So I care about the weight. I'm trying to push it hard. The stronger I feel on it, the better. Stuff like that. Bodybuilding, I do care about the strength or the weight or the load that's used, but not as much. Because if you've probably felt it before, if you've lifted, you're going to do something like, let's say Louise say, I don't know, bench press. Some people will feel in their chest, some people in the front shoulder, anterior deltoid, or the tricep. And if you choose to use that as a bodybuilding modality, I personally wouldn't, but if you choose to, you got to know where you want to feel it. So you're going to drop the reps down, or excuse me, you're going to drop the weight down, and then you're going to make sure you're contracting through that muscle that you're trying to hit. So for me personally, if I'm trying to hit chest, I personally like a single arm cable fly. And then I'm not trying to just crank on as hard as I can. I'm going a little slower, contract the pec as hard as I can, and then release. The bodybuilding part for me is kind of where you can play around with tempo and stuff like that. Somewhat in strength as well. I really like Cal Dietz's stuff. It's helped a lot of my athletes as well. For me as well, the neural part is more West Side stuff. So we're either going really heavy with max effort stuff or really fast with dynamic effort lifts. So any questions about that, feel free to let me know. All my programs are kind of based around this model. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me, ask me. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, all that other stuff that the YouTubers say, and I'll be happy to help. All right, guys, I'm out.